order and arise for the Pledge of Allegiance. So please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, and justice for all. Second on our agenda is the reading of the Sunshine Statement and a roll call by our municipal clerk, Mrs. Lauren Stats.
This meeting of the Denellen Borough Council is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of January 16th, 2024 was included in a list of meetings that was advertised in the Courier on January 8th, 2024, and as a teleconference was noticed on the official Denellen website on January 9th, 2024, and on the public bulletin board on North Avenue on January 9th, 2024, and have remained continuously posted as per the requirements under the state statute. Mayor Salento,
Present.
Council President Albertson,
Present.
Mrs. Lance,
Present.
Mr. Pauljon,
Here.
Mrs. Rios. Here. Mr. Sigmund
Here.
and Mr. Vandermark.
Okay, item number 3 is the swearing in of Patrolman Saul Vargas. And we have a resolution to hire him. And before we do that, I'm going to read a short bio on Mr. Vargas because I think it'd be good for the council to know who we're hiring. Mr. Vargas is a 25-year-old and a resident of Bayville, New Jersey, born in Queens, New York. Saul is bilingual and speaks fluent Spanish. He is a graduate of Ocean County Police Academy, and prior to Denellen served as a seasonal Class 2 officer in Seaside Heights Police Department. In addition to his prior law enforcement experience, Saul has served in the United States Army Reserve since 2018. Thank you for your service there. So, without further ado, can I have a motion and second on our resolution to hire Mr. Vargas?
Second, Sigmund.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mr. Pauljon.
Yes.
Mrs. Rios. Mr. Sigmund
Yes.
and Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Vargas, we will do the oath of office for your position as patrolman in Denellen. Do you have anybody who would like to hold the Bible for you? Okay. Why don't you come here? Okay. Why don't you come here? All right. Left hand, right. And then you're just gonna repeat after me. I, Saul Vargas. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And to the governments established in the United States. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. So help me God. Congratulations. So it's absolutely.
Targets if you so choose, it's up to you if you'd like to say a few words. I'm excited to start my new career, this town. I'm excited to know more about the community as well, to be more personalized with the community, residents, as well as, the board as well. And, just bring my, what I've learned throughout the years in my career for, in Seaside Heights, just to bring it over here. I'm excited and to just, finally kick started. So thank you so much for the opportunity and, I'm excited to get started. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Our pleasure. Be safe out there. Okay. Next up is item number 4, mayor's appointment to boards, commissions, and authorities. This evening, we're appointing Mr. Robert Rios and Miss Sue Butterworth. Both have terms expiring on December 31st. Both should be, the agenda should be amended to December 31st, 2026 for a 3-year term to the Denellen Shade Tree Commission. So, both aren't present this evening. We will inform Mr. Rios and Miss Butterworth that they can come and take their oath of allegiance at the clerk's office and sign their form. So, but thank you to them for stepping up and volunteering. And if anybody has any interest in volunteering, please head to our website on the volunteer application and, sign up. We need more volunteers and you're of course welcome. So thank you. Item number 5 is old business. Do we have any old business? I don't see any on the agenda but from council's perspective. No? Okay. We'll close that portion. Item number 6 is new business council discussion. Nothing's listed, but from council's perspective, do you have anything new to discuss? Okay. We will move forward from that item. And item number 2 is the approval of our council meeting minutes. Item number 1 is the regular meeting of December 18th, 2023. We're going to take this as individual, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have a motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes of our regular meeting, December 18th, 2023?
Move it, Sigmund.
Okay, any comments, additions, redactions as the meeting minutes currently stand? Okay, Councilmember Lance, on this item, you would abstain because you weren't present as a council member during that meeting.
Take a roll call. Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Abstain.
Mr. Pauljohn.
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay. Can I have a motion, a second on number 2 of our meeting minutes, the reorganization meeting, January 1st, 2024.
Move it. Second, Albertson.
Rios, Albertson. Okay, any comments, additions, redactions from the reorganization meeting as it stands? Without hearing any, can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Albertson.
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mr. Pauljohn,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay, item number 3 is the introduction of ordinances. We have our first 3 for the year. Just as we have a new council member, although we've discussed this, but for public who may be listening in for the first time, the introduction of ordinances are only introductions. The ordinance and the name of them and purpose is read out, and then there's no discussion on them as an introduction within 10 days, which would be February 5th for our next council meeting, regular council meeting. You'll have a public hearing and adoption, which the public will have the opportunity to speak on each one, as well as mayor and council have a discussion, and then of course a vote. You can obtain these ordinances, I believe, at the clerk's office, online, and do we still place them at the library? Okay, well, I knew we once placed them at the library, but maybe we get back into that habit. So there'll be plenty enough time for members of the public and council to review them and go into a public hearing adoption on February 5th. So first up is item number 1, 2024-01 ordinance of the Borough of Denellen repealing and replacing chapter 3 of the Denellen Municipal Code to abolish the Denellen Arts and Culture Commission and create the Denellen Arts, Inclusion and Culture Commission.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios.
The purpose of this, I'll just state, is we found that both committees and commission have a similar mission. And there's a lot of overlap, and to consolidate volunteers who also overlap and also enhance the Arts Commission with an inclusion, we are merging the two. So this is what this ordinance will do. Again, this ordinance will be available for public view and council's review before February 5th. So can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Albertson? Yes. Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Paulson?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark?
Yes.
Item number 2 of the introduced ordinances is 2024-02 ordinance authorizing conditional acceptance of the sewer improvements constructed in connection with the development commonly known as Denellen Station.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second.
Okay, this item specifically has to deal with a conditional agreement. We have to do this through ordinance on the sewer force main improvements, and Bill and Alex, correct me if I'm wrong. In order to assist in the project also finalizing its financing, we have to place this ordinance before. All the standards and the inspections remain. This is just an ordinance that has to be done for them to satisfy their lending opportunity. With this one specifically, this ordinance 2024-02, to meet the deadline, we will most likely have, we will have a special meeting on January 29th. Okay, 7 PM. Okay, so that's when this will be publicly heard and adopted. Am I missing anything specifically on this?
No.
Okay. So with further ado, can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Albertson? Yes. Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Paulson?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3 is a 2024-03, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general legislation of the Borough of Denellen, Chapter 269, titled Traffic.
Move it, Rios.
Second, Sigmund.
This one is specifically related to no passing zone on North Washington Avenue, the entirety. As you know, Washington Avenue has a dotted yellow line. This basically is giving permission to the county from the local level, well, basically giving them support from the local level to make it a double yellow line and no longer dotted to where people can pass. So, so there we are. That's what this introduced ordinance is. So, and this will be publicly heard and adopted, hopefully on February 5th.
All right, I'll take a roll. Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Paulson?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark?
Yes.
Okay. Next up is item number 10. Well, item number 9 would be adoption of ordinances. We have none this evening. Item number 10 is resolutions. Mrs. Stats will read them out, giving us the opportunity to discuss them before they're voted on.
Resolution number 45 is to pay the bills.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Paulson?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 46 is to hire Rihanna DeCandia as Administrative Support Specialist.
Move it Rios.
Second, Sigmund.
So I will speak on this matter. Brianna is here this evening. As we are aware, Connie, we had offered a position to Connie. Connie unfortunately is not taking it, but the unfortunate becomes a benefit and positive to Denellen because Brianna is a very qualified candidate. She is a Denellen resident, which is great because she's local. She's a graduate of Denellen High School, having the interest in Denellen, National Arts Honor Society, team captain for softball, and completed a lot of community service. So that shows her leadership. She currently attends Arizona State University with a 3.46 GPA. Good for you. And she's proficient in Google Docs, Microsoft Word, and is very eager to learn and grow with the Borough of Denellen. So we're Alex and Lauren spoke highly of her. I just wanted to give you a little background of her because I think that she's a great candidate for this position. So I support your decision.
Right, can we take a roll? Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mr. Fulton,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Brianna, welcome to the team. Congratulations. So we wish you all the best. Don't be late tomorrow. Okay,
Next is resolution number 47 is to hire youth basketball coaching staff for the Recreation Department.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second Rios.
Mrs. Albertson? Yes. Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Fulton?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 48 is to hire winter flag football coaching staff for the Recreation Department.
Move it, Vandermark.
Second Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Fulton?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
And resolution number 49 is to hire Dana Downing as yoga instructor for the Nellen Recreation Department.
Move it.
Sigmund.
Second Rios.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Fulton?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 50 is to hire John Shimko to conduct an adult woodshop class on behalf of the Denellen Arts and Culture Commission.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Fulton?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 51 is to approve a townwide garage sale by Boy Scout Troop 129.
Move it Rios.
Second, Sigmund.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Fulton?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 52 is authorizing a request to extend the NGOT 2022 Transit Village Washington Avenue beautification improvement.
Move it.
Second, Sigmund.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Fulton?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 53 is to amend resolution 1/1/2024, number 19, appointing Thomas J. Lanza Jr. as municipal prosecutor.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second Rios.
Mr. Lance has done a great job. And this will be his second year serving the borough if approved this year. So
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Tom Lanza?
So this is Thomas.
Well, no, Tom has been around for quite a while.
We
Sorry,
just have to
John.
amend the
I
resolution. for
apologize.
January 1st, just add some more to it.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Polton?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 54 is to amend resolution 101-2024, number 18, appointing John Lanza as municipal prosecutor.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
John's been here. This will be his second year.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mr. Paul John,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Tom, I think, has been here for near 20 years, so a long time. So. There's a 2 minute sum.
Next is resolution number 55 to award a contract to Stillo Paving and Excavation for an emergency sewer repair on Jackson Ave.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
So I just want to say thank you to the DPW and Parsa before the repair, getting out there, and this was right before Christmas. And they did a great job solving the problem temporarily until we can get it fully fixed under the emergency, but they did a great job. I know we're looking at possibly lining the full extent and then looking at the flat that might.
Yeah.
Okay, but in the brook, but I just want to give kudos to Parsa and the DPW because they came out on a holiday weekend and really stepped up the game there. So good work on you and the team.
I'll take the roll. Mrs. Albertson? Yes. Mrs. Land?
Yes.
Mr. Paul John?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 56 is authorizing the credit of tax appeal judgments pertaining to 627 to 633 Bound Brook Road.
Move it, Rios.
Second, Sigmund.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Land?
Yes.
Mr. Paul John?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 57 is to authorize the hire of David Petzinger for matters related to information technology.
Move it, Albertson.
Second. Vandermark.
Albertson?
Yes.
Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Paul John?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 58 is approving the second amendment to the
forgot
redevelopment
me.
agreement by and between the Borough of Denellen and 150 North Urban Renewal LLC.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios.
I'll just speak briefly on this, and this is also going to relate to item number 58. 150 North, as you know, is being built at the corner of Jackson and North. The other property, which is what is that, 435 North Avenue, which is cross street from Bound Brook, cross street from Quick Check, sorry, not Bound Brook. They're the same developer, Valani, a realty group from across the street. 150, the redevelopment agreement just noted what the COA standards are. And so there was a mix up in the unit count for affordable. What's going to happen in the amendment to the next number 59 is, and this is what we've been doing now moving forward with all redevelopment agreements. We number the amount of affordable units, the unit count, the unit size, the bedroom count, et cetera. So there's no confusion. The redevelopment agreement at that time just noted the law. So that's why there's a level of confusion. It's getting corrected. What's going to happen is Mr. Valani now has to meet the affordable housing obligation that he missed at 150 in the new project. So we stay standard with what our obligation to the settlement is with the state. So that's what this amendment and the next one is about. So.
Mrs. Albertson? Yes. Mrs. Land?
Yes.
Mr. Paul John?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 59 is approving the First Amendment to the redevelopment agreement between the Borough of Denellen and 1879 Morris Ave Associates LLC.
Move it, Rios.
Second, Sigmund.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Paul John?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Item number 11 is a consent agenda, so items number 60 through 66 will be considered together to vote with one motion, a second, and a vote. Unless council otherwise has any individual one they would like to pull for discussion. Without hearing any, can we have a motion, a second, to move forward through item number resolution 60 through 66?
Move it Rios.
Second, Sigmund.
Ms. Albertson? Yes. Mrs. Land?
Yes.
Mr. Paulson?
Yes.
Ms. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
Mr. Vannen?
Yes. Okay. Here's the fun part, council reports. Right? Yep, we're there. It's new agendas. We have a new structure, so I'm still trying to follow this. Item number 12, council reports. There we go. Council President Albertson, anything to report this evening?
Yes, the fire department is expecting one of its new trucks to be delivered in February or March. That's very exciting. Another steps towards getting everything done. DDMO is planning Spring into Wellness. It's going to be at the open air market on April 21st. We worked together last year and it was very successful for both groups. The 5 murals have been done for the South Madison Avenue underpass there, and the senior club will be helping painting on 2 of the others on Friday. If anybody would like to join us, we'll be painting around 11:15. Friends of Denellen Public Library, open air market is now taking vendor applications. Check out our Facebook page or email us at friendsofthedenellen.publiclibrary@gmail.com. That's it. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Council President. Just a note on the mural. It's very exciting. It'll be our first public mural installation underneath one of the railroad trestles. We're hopefully getting the other 2 done. I just want to thank everybody that participated in helping that get started. And just a special thank you to Council Member Trina Rios for her leadership on helping get that done. So thank you for that. But with further ado, Council Member Rios, anything to report this evening?
Yes, the Denellen Public Library. The library is closed today due to extreme weather conditions. We plan on reopening tomorrow as usual. The team at the Denellen Public Library is planning special programs and activities for the new year, so please be sure you're on the mailing list or following the library's social media page to be among the first to know about upcoming events. Regular programs of the month of January include story time for small children, afternoon crafts for school-aged children and teens, as well as gaming and anime club for teens. Our chunky blanket knitting class with me for adults has been rescheduled for Tuesday, February 6th, 6 p.m. Priority registration will be given to individuals who were registered for the January class that was, I think it was rained out. So Tai Chi will continue on Mondays indoor in the library meeting room. On February 10th, the Friends of Denellen Public Library will host a masquerade ball at the American Legions. Tickets are still available? Okay. Board of Ed meeting. The next Board of Ed meeting will be January 30th. As stated on their website, all meetings start at 7 p.m. and go immediately into executive session. Public sessions will be in approximately, will start in approximately, I didn't write that right. We'll start at approximately 7:30 unless otherwise specified. Meetings are held in person in the Lincoln Middle School cafeteria. Recreation Department, Santa around town. On Christmas Eve, one of Denellen's greatest traditions took place. The recreation is always grateful to our fire department, our rescue squad, the police department for this event. Santa started on the north side of town at 9:30. Thank you to Mike Luthman and everyone involved Santa around town. It truly does take a team to get this right. Basketball. Tipped off on Saturday. Sorry. January 6th. This program is for children in grades K through 6th grade, and we have 85 children enrolled, including my little guy. It is a 6-week program. Each grade levels meets on Saturdays. Our 5th grade and 6th grade meet twice a week, Saturday mornings and Monday mornings. Isn't it Monday evenings? Yeah, okay. Winter flag football was supposed to start Sunday, the January 7th, but the winter weather had other plans. This is an 8-week program that will be taking place on Sundays for 90 minutes from 11 to 12:30 at Columbia Park. It is a co-ed program and we currently have 29 players registered. Adult pickleball program. This is the second year and is even more popular. Pickleball nights are Tuesday and Wednesday at Denellen High School from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Right now, we have 109 adults signed up for this program. Registration is free for Denellen residents and only $15 for non-residents. This program lasts until February 28th. Adult yoga. An adult program offered from January 8th to March 11th from 7 to 8 p.m. in the Senior Center at Columbia Park. It is $80 for the 8-class session. We currently have 15 people registered, and the registration deadline is January 22nd. The annual senior holiday party. On Saturday, January 6th, the Recreation Department hosted its annual senior holiday party. Despite the wintry weather, we had a turnout of 35 seniors. The Recreation Department is very grateful for the support from Mayor Salento and all the council members. Also, special thanks to St. John's for hosting the party again this year, and to Carl Geiger for his music and entertainment on the piano, and sing-alongs are always a good time. Special thanks to Kathy Wilson for her delicious baked goods for our seniors. Lastly, thank you to everyone who helped make this another successful party. Mayor Jason Salento, Business Administrator Alex Miller, Recreation Program Manager Julie Groff, and Recreation Program Coordinator Kelly Cedar. Recreation Commission members Kathy Wilson, Melissa Pauljohn and family, Tim Howard and family, myself, and Council Member Joe Pauljohn. Thank you to all of you for all of your support. And lastly, Senior Movie Mondays will resume in February. Movie time is 10 a.m. $5 gets you a movie, 2 slices of pizza, a small soda, and a small popcorn. Can't beat that. Thank you. How old do you have to be? 55. I'm gonna make note. I'm gonna make note of that. Thank you. That is all. That's it.
Police report. Denellen police were busy last month, made 11 arrests, issued 356 summonses, made 274 motor vehicle stops, and enforced 12 borough ordinances, along with 59 reports. It's important to note that since it is winter weather, we have to make sure the vehicles are out the roads. You will be issued a ticket. And congratulations to Officer Vargas. Welcome to the department. And also, in the future, we will be hiring soon. And if you know anybody that's looking for a position, have them fill out an application.
Yes, I do have some updates from buildings and grounds. The borough is addressing heating issues in the tax office and the second floor of Borough Hall. However, the contractor has hit a delay due to the need for an electric upgrade. In the meantime, temporary heating units have been put in place to ensure the comfort of employees and visitors to the building. Necessary steps are being taken to address the heating issue as quickly and efficiently as possible. There are also some security enhancements. The borough is making plans to implement a security system for the entrance to Borough Hall and the police station. That is all.
That's a lot to start for your first report. Good job. Starting out strong there, council member. Okay, council member Sigmund.
Yes, thank you. So the Mayor's Traffic and Pedestrian Safety Task Force will have its first meeting of 2024 this Thursday. We will continue to focus on our goals of educating the public in partnership with municipal and county resources, including Keep Middlesex Moving, Middlesex County's Slow Down in Our Town, and NJDOT's Complete Streets model. This task force does have space for additional volunteers, so if you are interested in joining, please visit the borough website or the Borough Administrator's Office for a volunteer application form. I look forward to working with Councilmember Lance to provide more exciting updates about our initiatives this year. And you will hear me, I would say frequently, point you to the volunteer application form on the website and the Borough Administrator's Office. So the Mauer House Restoration Committee, through various fundraising events, including the annual Haunted Trail and seeking new grant opportunities, the Mauer House Restoration Committee will continue its focus on restoring the Mauer House without the use of taxpayer funds. I would also like to welcome Councilmember Vandermark to the team, and I look forward to another productive year. The Denellen Arts and Culture Commission, that is packing its schedule for you this year. They will host music in the Washington Park in July and August, support local bands like Colorblind, Impact, Tim McDonald and This Old Engine, and Retro Raven. Washington Park will also be home to an Adams Theater Company production in August. DAC is preparing to complete and install the Madison Avenue mural project that we heard about already in April. An additional planning is ongoing for the Prospect Avenue First Responder themed mural. Preparations are underway for another woodshop workshop. Last year's workshop sold out within 48 hours, so please be on the lookout for registration information. And I am happy to announce that I did not miss registration. I actually registered for this one, so I'm excited. Yes. So yeah, thank you. And Summer Art Camp will be back this year, and stay tuned for more details.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were finished.
One more.
Okay.
And then I am thrilled to work with Council President Terry Albertson this year on building the Denellen Green Team Advisory Committee. Our mission is to advise the mayor and council on ways to improve the municipality through green initiatives, which are economically and environmentally sound through research and evaluation. We will also be working to complete Sustainable Jersey actions and achieve certification. If you would like to be involved, please fill out the volunteer application form that can be found on the borough website, or a paper copy can be picked up at the Borough Administration Office. We look forward to providing updates to the mayor, council, and public throughout the year.
Okay.
And that is all.
Thank you.
Yes.
I just want to give a plug for Mr. Vandermark over here. I hope he'll be consulted on the patriotic mural.
Yes, he's, I believe, top of our list.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Councilmember Paul John.
Okay, DPW, now that I am the chair of the DPW, you can see that weather Armageddon has started. Hell or high water, here we go. So let's start in 2024. The weather had our DPW crew running extra busy, but as the mayor mentioned on December 23rd, the sewer main break that was on Cold Block at the time on 600 block on Jackson Ave. So between December 23rd and the 27th, DPW had to ensure that the bypass pump was running correctly, just to ensure that we would not have any sewer backup issues. As the mayor mentioned, congrats, Alex. Thank you and your team and everyone else that came together with Parson on that during the holidays, no less. Make sure we didn't have any more issues. Now on to the fun weather events. January 6th and early again this morning, the DPW crew was out plowing and salting the roads to maintain safety for the public and our EMS services. And as there's more snow expected for Friday night, everyone, please remove your cars from the street, as we mentioned once, twice, now 3 times. That'll allow for clear roads and easier paths for our plows to come through. On January 9th, DPW crew members came in to assist with the flooding. Why not? During the storm, the crew assisted our police and fire department on the road closures and down wires. So following that storm, the crew cleared all the catch basins, and wet streets that were flooded. On top of all this, they still tried to perform their daily tasks, which included taking down the Christmas decorations and trying to pick up all Christmas trees that were started off at curbside and ended up probably across the street and got nowhere else to probably do. So, hectic and busy start to this year, but a big thanks, like I mentioned earlier, to Alex and your crew for getting through all that and, doing the best they can to cover as much as they can. Larson, as I mentioned, the sewer main, they were part of the sewer main, took a break on December 23rd. So that's, once the final repairs are complete, Mark jetted out the sewer main from Jackson Ave, Fourth Street. So, mentioned Doug and Alex, the borough is thankful for Parsons assistance with that issue. And a note on the rescue squad, as everyone knows, the rescue squad has big things planned for 2024, and they would like you to be a part of it, so please visit their website, thenellenrescue.org, or email them at thenellenrs@gmail.com. That is it.
Okay, great. Thank you. For my report this evening, I just also wanted to note on the DPW's great job on the cleanup today on the snow removal and during the last snow event that we had. So good job to them, just to follow up and support what you stated. I also want to note the storm on January 9th. I want to recognize the OEM leadership, Homer Mosey, our coordinator, and Bill Carlson, our deputy coordinator, as well as all the emergency services, the police department, the fire, the rescue, and DPW as well. And I also want to extend thanks to PSE&G, who worked pretty promptly after we lost some power in town. So just want to recognize those efforts from those who really pulled it together that night. So thank you to the emergency services and to PSE&G and Alex, who was also out that evening. So job well done by all. I want to recognize tonight is the first regular meeting in which our new Denellen Fire Department Chief, William Scott, will be attending, and we just want to extend our congratulations to you. And we look forward to working with you and your team and having smooth sailing moving forward. So thank you, Chief. And well, yes, Chief Scott was chief for many years ago. How many years? Chief for 10 years, 15 years ago, and he's making his comeback. So welcome back. And yeah. So congratulations to you, and we wish our best wishes to former Chief John Scott. Okay, so New Jersey American Water, we've been advised that the NJAW is expected to return this week, weather permitting, for sidewalk restoration in the areas in which they did work. They'll return in the spring for further improvements such as the milling and paving of North Washington Avenue between North Avenue and First Street. As we noted tonight, we introduced the ordinance 2024-03 to create a no passing zone for the entire length of North Washington Avenue, basically replacing the dotted yellow lines with double yellow lines. That meeting, hearing and adoption will be February 5th. Klein Place, we're scheduling a pre-construction meeting this month, later this month, I believe it's January 20. Okay. Lincoln Avenue, the remaining work has been completed and we're processing the closeout with the NJDOT and contractor. I think the remaining voucher on that grant will be over 400,000, which will be nice for our debt services and some other projects that we have to get done this year. So that'll clear some way for us. The Denellen Station Development, CME Associates, our engineers, continues to coordinate with Prism relative to completing all work and final CO issues and work with the redeveloper relative to the remaining work associated with the off-site sanitary sewage improvements. I was actually there today with the new real estate agent that they have and the developer, introducing them to somebody who wants to open an eatery there. So like a breakfast lunch spot. So hopefully that works out. We're working hard at the local level to attract and retain businesses. So we're working in partnership with a lot of the builders. So we're hoping that works out. 635 Boundbrook Road, which is the new location, soon future new location for the rescue squad. CME Associates is processing the required documents associated with the application for funding through the HDSRF program, which is basically through the DEP, if I understand correctly, and the funds we place in, the improvements, the remediation we do there. we'll get a percentage back in a grant form so we can pay down some of the expenses that we incurred there. The Washington Avenue street lighting, CME Associates is addressing the review comments received from NJDOT to advance the project to bidding. The lighting lease agreement is being coordinated with PSE&G. The project will take place, as we all know, on North Washington Avenue between Denellen Avenue and First Street, and South Washington Avenue between North Ave and the railroad bridge. We are looking to also possibly extend the brick along the curb line so it matches the remainder of the downtown to help spruce it up a bit. And they'll also be placing tree cutouts, so when we decide to plant trees, we won't have to then go in and not hurt the sidewalk, but remove sidewalk that's basically already there. Firehouse rebuild, the steel work has been completed to restructure the front of the building, which are the columns that you see between the garages. Masonry work will continue in the front of the building. The contractor is hoping to have doors completed by the end of this week, and the plumbers and electricians are still working on the first floor of the building. So a lot of progress is being made, and we're looking forward to the day that we can see the fire department operate out of it. So that's the extent of my report this evening. I'll now open it up to department heads, if anybody wants to speak.
Yes, former Bolsey, OEM director. Following highlighted activities of the Denellen OEM concern. Denellen Emergency Operations Center was remotely activated and monitored by the OEM director, myself, and Deputy Foster due to a rainstorm on Tuesday, January 9th, 2024. During this activation, we received a request from the police department for additional traffic barriers for New Market Road, and a resource order was fulfilled through the EMIC system. OEM has purchased a 40-foot weatherproof and waterproof container and shelters to stockpile emergency supplies and equipment. The container is expected to be delivered to DPW yard in the very near future. The purchase was made with funding from our OEM second EMA grant award. OEM has purchased 3 handheld amateur radios for its 3 newly licensed PAM operators. These radios are a part of OEM's building redundancy in its emergency communication infrastructure. This purchase is also made using EMA grant funding. OEM will be hosting the senior official workshop for all hazard preparation on Saturday, February 10th, 2024, from 8:30 to 12:30 p.m. at the Senior Center. The instructors are flying in from Texas A&M University, which is part of the FEMA Training Consortium. For this reason, the course is free to the participants who will receive a certificate upon successfully completing the course. A customized tabletop exercise involving a major fire incident at the nail is part of the curriculum. It is essential that we have municipal council members and other departmental personnel attend. This will be a first for the Denellen OEM. Notes has been sent out via email about the registration process. OEM CERT will host our first virtual Safety Saturdays event on January 20th at 10:30 a.m. The information session is part of a monthly series to be held on the 3rd Saturday of each month. We will be sharing crucial emergency preparedness tips and strategies. This is open to all Denellen residents and organizations and will be interactive. Also, OEM Service would like to congratulate CERT and OEM staff member Joe Cummins for being recognized by Middlesex County OEM as a CERT Member of the Year 2023 for its dedication and active role in the community. Finally, a CERT basic class is being held at the Saraville Office of Emergency Management, 1000 Main Street in Saraville, New Jersey, 08872. Classes will be held Wednesday evening for 9 weeks, beginning January 24th, 2024, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Anyone aged 18 or older can participate, and there are no prerequisites. Contact Service Coordinator Bill Carson on 908-930-4059 or email Bill at wcarson@denellenborough.com. That concludes my department.
Okay, thank you, Homer. Chief? Chief Alex?
Yeah, it's a follow-up mention on the, one of the flooding, and then, it was good to see how the Mercy, services all work together. It worked out really well. They did a good job. Well, the fire department.
I might have assisted.
Homer, police department, it was, it really functioned well, kind of a message going on. If I understand one more thing too, because I'd like to give an accolade to Alex for putting together a pre-storm meeting, which included the Board of Education as well, so.
Yeah, compliments the communication, that level that went out, because I saw the communication in the borough and the school district, which is very important. So kudos to the entire team on making sure that occurred.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
It's getting.
But you created the new procedure, so that's good to know. Alex is doing a great job in his first 2 weeks as a full-time business administrator. It's a lot more to tackle, though. But you're doing good. Okay. Bill, anything from legal?
No report, no, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, without further ado, we will open up this portion of the meeting to public comments. Item number 13 on our agenda. We just ask that you please state your name and address. We have the opportunity online for people to ask questions and make statements, or the individuals in council chambers. Ryan, do we have anybody online asking questions?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, so, we are working by Zoom now, which I think is quite the improvement. And this camera, if you watch the reorg meeting and probably tonight, is phenomenal, and the sound system is great. So we did edit the video we were able to pick up the sound from the oaths in the original video. Unfortunately, were not being picked up, and we were able to get it to work. So, but Ryan, the capability to still call in is there with the new Zoom link?
Sorry.
The ability to call in through Zoom is still available?
Yep.
Okay, just want that on record so public knows you can still call in like before, because we support the hybrid version,
It's posted on the website.
and it's both
Call it.
perfect, so,
One.
okay. So no public comments or questions. We will close that portion of the meeting. Item number 14 is resolution 67 to adjourn. So can I have a motion and a second? Because there's no further business of the council.
Move it, Sigmund?
Second, Rios.
All in favor? Any
Aye.
nays? I'm still waiting for that day. Okay, without further ado, we'll close this meeting, and thank you for attending, and happy and healthy, safe New Year. Okay. We're a fun bunch. I hope,